everyone. I have to improvise. We've got a little bit of a problem that with the live. Facebook keeps giving us a error message saying that we've commented too much and they're not going to let us on. So I decided just to do a video, and you guys can follow along, and I'll ask IOD if I can post it onto the IODology page and event as well, so you guys can watch it there just in case you don't see it here at the Withered Barn. So welcome. I am Susan, the owner of the Withered Barn in Caldwell, Idaho, and I've got a little IODology French Glam project to walk you guys through. It is this back here. I don't know if you saw the pictures that I posted yesterday, I think it was, but I love it. It turned out perfect. I'm gonna grab it for you. And here it is. So I'm trying not to get the reflection of everything, but there we go. It's kind of a faux vintage glass and kind of a flourished look with the Pavo stamp. And so I'm going to walk you through how we created this. And I'm going to do the mirror image of that one so that I've got a pair. And what I'm going to use, I'm going to go ahead and put the camera down so you guys can see every step, because that's what I like to watch when I'm watching the videos. Hopefully my camera doesn't, whoops, go down. I got a new stand and I'm trying to figure out how to use it. Oop, not like that apparently. Okay, there we go. And then I'm gonna put it down for you. Okay, I think that's good. You guys will be able to see everything. So what I have is a 16 by 20 frame with the glass. I had got probably 10 of them at Michael's, I'm gonna say a year and a half ago. They were on clearance for $5.90, I think. And so I grabbed a bunch because I knew I can always make things with those. So I'm gonna carefully move my frame out of the way. And I'll leave my cardboard under the glass right here because I don't want to break it. If you guys have watched me for a while, you saw me push so hard on a piece of glass, and that was a big one too for Rustic Elegance gallery wall, and I actually cracked an edge, but we got it fixed. So this is what we're going to use. It's the newly retired stamp Pavo. It's a 2-sheet stamp, and it does have the 2 peacocks, so you do have a reverse image. And you guys can get those at your local IOD stockist, either online or a walk-in brick and mortar store. And always look for your closest one for you to support. If you're not sure where that would be, on the Iron Orchid Designs website, they do have a retailer locator list, and you can put your zip code or city in there and find one as close to you as possible. If at any time you guys are having difficulty finding a certain product, especially when they're the retired products, because they're kind of slim pickings at times, you can always get on the IOD website and click on the contact form and ask them to see if they could find one for you, okay? And they always do their best. So I'm gonna move. I'm just gonna make sure I don't have any like dust or anything stuck to here. And I don't have to prep my glass in any way. I'm going to, this is the one we used yesterday, so I left my paint on here. This is just a chalk paint that I can just wash off. But I left it on for a reason, because I wanted to make sure I used the opposite one, because I would have messed it up for sure. So I'm going to use this one for this piece of art, because I used the opposite on the other one. And don't be afraid that you're going to tear these, because I have never tore one. They are on there securely. Okay. So this one, oh, I gotta turn I almost put it wrongly on my glass. It's gonna go right about here. I'm just kind of eyeballing. And then I'm going to use the large plume feather, the opposite one that I used on the first one. So let me pull that off as well, get all this ready. I don't know about you, but my wrist used to be really awesome. Not so much anymore. And I'm gonna put it, the curl facing upwards. I wish this wasn't backwards for you guys, but okay. Actually, yeah, I think I've got him right here. I'm just kind of looking at the other one to make sure I get him kind of in the same location. So that's how he's gonna start out. And the only other one, I'll use this one the entire time, but then I'm gonna use these two small curls for my corners. So let me get my brayer out. And this one's not ink, this is gonna be with chalk paint. So I'm gonna put a little bit of paint on my plate, not very much, because I don't want to overload my brayer. Move that one out of the way. And just so I don't hit the glass, I'm going to put my little plastic sheet down. And this way my fingers won't stick to the back of the silicone stamp either. Okay. I'm loading my brayer, making sure it's nice and even. I don't have any glumpy parts. And I'm just going to roll that paint onto my peacock. This chalk paint dries pretty quickly, so I'm trying to get him all covered without it drying out. Not going to worry about that. So now I'm going to hold my acetate, kind of judge where I want him. I'm going to just drop and commit. Can't scoot it around because it'll smudge your image. And this is a little different than stamping on a painted surface because your painted surface has little bitty teeth and so it grips. This is slick. So you want to go straight up and down. Just making sure I got it all pushed. Okay, fingers crossed, I didn't miss anywhere. I'm going to lift my acetate carefully. There's my first part. So I'm going to remove Mr. Peacock. And I'm going to next, there we go, do the large plume. Scoot him up just a tad. Okay, and this one, I think I'm going to do this one freehand, just because that's how I like to roll. I'm just going to have to be careful that my fingers don't stick to the back of the silicone and lift. If you guys have used the stamps, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That whoops moment. And this particular technique to get this kind of stamped French glam look, if it smudges, it's not gonna really hurt anything because we're gonna do like a faux mirror image over it. Let me slide that back down for you. Now, where did I go with this one? I'm just looking at my other one. Okay. So I'm gonna go right there and drop it. And I'm not gonna worry about masking it or anything. Okay. There's one, and I'm gonna use the same one over and over because I want all the plumes to kind of go the same direction. Okay. Flip it back over. Right there. Not going to worry about pressing as hard right there. And just peel it off. I'm going to keep going around. Let me see, how many plumes did I give him over here? Quite a few. Have you guys used the Pavo stamp? It's flippin' amazing. Okay, actually, I'm gonna drop it here and not set the bottom down right here because I don't want that just sticking out, this little tip. Oops, I'm back, scooted back up. I'm sorry, there we go. I'm holding that up because I don't want it to necessarily stamp right there. Okay, see, he's starting to look gorgeous. I'm going to put it right there. Okay. And then I believe I turned it this direction and did it across the bottom. This particular technique would look great with the bohemian border. What am I doing? Wrong way. With the bohemian border, which I may try that next. So I'm just figuring out right there. Try to get me a little visual going. And I need one more here of this. Just a slight one. Right about there. Okay, that's all I need. Make sure my fingers are, so let me turn it around for you. So this is where we're at so far. This is gonna dry and it's gonna get a little more muted color. And while that happens, Let me put my paint aside, and I'm actually going to use a popsicle stick. I think I need 2 popsicle sticks though. Okay, 2 popsicle sticks. Oh, we forgot to do our flourish. Whoops, almost forgot it. There it is. Gotta do our corner flourish. This little plume. So I gotta do one in the corners. Almost forgot it. And it's just to give it just a little more something. With that one, we're gonna do it again. That end. And 2 more times. I can't believe I almost forgot that. Let's get that up. And the last one. Okay. You can see this is already drying. It's not going to take very long at all. And if I smudge any little area, I'm okay with it because we want it to look vintagey. Vintagey. Let me grab a paper towel though. I got some right here and I don't want to get it on the wrong side of the mirror. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to wipe my hands a little bit. Move that brayer out of the way. And now I got to add some gold to it. And probably some little speckles. I dropped water on there. There we go. Little speckles of some black as well. So I'm going to stir up my metallic paint. And this is a kind of a French gold, pale gold. You guys can see it. So all I'm going to do is just do a couple little drops here and there. And I'll tell you what we're going to do with it. Just a little bit, that's all we need. I'm going to take a wadded up piece of cellophane. Press and seal does not work as good, but cellophane does. And I'm just going to start blotting this out. Wherever I put the gold drops. And if I touch the wet paint, it's all good. I think I need a little bit right there. Oops, wrong one. That looks good. Okay, I can feel it to start getting tacky on there. That's exactly what I want. So now I'm going to take a little bit of a black, not the chalk paint black. This is an acrylic black. The chalk paint doesn't give me the same look that I'm going for. So I'm going to use the opposite side of this popsicle stick, and I'm just going to put a couple little daubs start with my same paper and start getting that mixed in. Not everywhere, just kind of random. Just the random splotches makes it a little more organic. Okay, that looks good. I wanted to try something with this one. I've got here a little bit of some metallic waxes. And since this is the back of the glass, I'm gonna try it. So I'm just gonna rub a little bit, look at that pigment. I'm just gonna do a little bit and just tap it in there. And see, I'm gonna see what happens. Nothing may happen, a lot may happen, I don't know. Don't know till we try. This is wanting to stick to just the chalk paint, so that's why I'm kind of pushing a little more into the glass. Okay, now I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to change it to this more of a turquoise color. This might not work because I'm thinking maybe my spray won't adhere at all. I don't know. So we'll see. The good thing about working on glass is I can scrape it off if I have to. Okay. That looks good. I think I'm going to do a touch of this pink, just a touch of this one. If I can get it off, my fingers are wet now. There it goes. Hold it up and show you guys before I do the next step, just so you can see that there is a little bit of color in here. And I'm hoping it shows up. If it does, that opens up another world. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, I'm going to hold this up, and then I'm going to reach over and turn my my air vacuum thing on so we can do the metallic. Actually, I'll just drop some water on there. Okay. So here's where we're at with our peacock. And a little bit of aging on the glass. And now, let me turn my air back on. It might get loud, so. No, that's not too bad. There we go. Okay. So I'm using the Krylon looking glass. Move this other stuff out of the way. I'm going to hold it at a bit of an angle, holding the glass in place. And I have to hold it up, I think, this way. There we go. Light coats. Lay it back down this direction. Hold it up, so. Okay, that looks pretty dang good. Just making sure my edges are all painted. Okay, so now I've covered up the whole thing with the looking glass. I'm just making sure I haven't missed any spots because we'll be able to see the brown backing through there. I'm going to leave the air vent thingy on for just a minute. So let me get a blow dryer, that way we can finish the project off and you can see it. Take a second, dries really quickly, and I used hardly any spray. You can start to see them making out the our peacock, our Pavo. Looks pretty good. Okay, let me turn the filter off. So here's what it looks like on the back side. And now I'm going to grab the frame so you guys can see the big reveal. I'm going to lay the frame back down and then gently lift that glass out of here. I'm going to lay the glass carefully back in the frame. This is always so scary to me that I'm going to nick one of them little doohickeys and break it. Okay. There we go. I'm going to put my protective backing back in here. Fold those little doohickeys down. Anybody know what the name of these little doohickeys is? There's got to be a name. Okay. And, are you ready? Voila! And you can actually see some of the turquoise and pink. Look at it. I didn't think you could. The glare's getting you. But look, you can see it. It showed up. Oh my gosh. Look how pretty. So, let me see. We've got another glare here, but